picture is live. The moment is now. 6 o'clock on a summer Friday evening in Los Angeles, but a Friday like none other in the history of Southern California, because the picture is of the Olympic torch being carried through the streets on West Pico Boulevard by Dr. Matt Ellenhorn. He just took the torch from another runner. He's a retired physician from Beverly Hills, California. What a moment for him. The moment, of course, the eve of the 1984 Summer Olympics. Tomorrow, a runner yet to be named will climb the final steps in the Memorial Coliseum and touch off the flame that'll burn throughout the games. But right now, this moment, this is a chance for many thousands who won't be at the opening ceremony to see the torch outshining the rays of the early evening sun. It seemed that the Olympic flame had hardly been extinguished at the Winter Games in Sarajevo before it was being rekindled at Olympia. There had been a flame at the ancient games, but the idea of the torch relay is a modern one. Begun at the Berlin Games in 1936. Now this flame would begin a very long journey, one that would take it across the Atlantic and then all over the United States, through 33 states in all, on a route of almost 9,000 miles. It started in controversy, some Greek officials resenting the fact that each kilometer of the relay was being sold for $3,000. They protested, even though the millions of dollars so earned would go to the advancement of American youth sports. But the relay will end tomorrow as a moving, dramatic story. One that has involved great athletes and handicapped people, old people, very young people, the strong, fleet, and handsome, the lame, the halt, and the blind. In the story of the flame, there's a story of America in the year 1984. The flame and the world are coming to Los Angeles for the Olympics, starting tomorrow.
You know, I've trained since January to do this. And it was a very personal honor for me. But after this week, it's much more than any one individual. It's much more than just me.
How do you feel about running with the torch?
Fantastic experience. I'll tell you this, what's really amazed me is the number of people that turn out. Most nights, 2 o'clock, you have whole towns turn out. You know, the patriotism is still alive.
Only from outer space, as in this view made from an American spacecraft, can you get far enough back to take a long-range, objective view of what begins in Los Angeles tomorrow. Only from space can you see what a small thing this planet Earth really is. Only from space is it so apparent that whatever life exists on this tiny spinning sphere has a vested interest in banding together in some common interest. Only from space is it so obvious that the people of Earth are one people, really, for better or worse, for survival or extinction. From out there, you see so clearly that the future of mankind must lie in pulling together, not pulling apart. As we zoom in closer, we approach the place where mankind's largest regularly scheduled gathering will start tomorrow, the games of the 23rd Olympiad. The place is Los Angeles, California, an imperfect city in an imperfect world, but the city where in the next 16 days we will see events that reflect the state of mankind today. Men and women exposed to the close-up view of the world as they make the great effort of their lives, unsure of their ability to carry on until that final moment arrives. Hero or also ran, 10 feet tall at the moment of crisis, or just another flawed, infinitesimal creature in the great universe. The athletes, who have gathered from some 140 nations, will march tomorrow afternoon into the arena used for another Olympics 52 years ago, the Los Angeles Coliseum. After them will come the flame, at long last ending its journey from Greece. The flame is the symbol, The athletes are the reality. From tomorrow on, it will be they who show what they're made of, they who compete with courage and dignity. The athletes of the world convening tomorrow, not to prove which country is superior to another, but to show what individual human beings can do. The athletes of the world, carrying the torch for mankind.
Of the 23rd Olympiad are being brought to you by Sears, where you'll find great values. There's more for your life at Sears. By Bud Light, proud sponsor of the 1984 Olympic team. By Nissan, builders of high-mileage, high-quality cars and trucks for 50 years, available at your Datsun dealer. And by McDonald's, sponsors of amateur sports from the neighborhood to the 1984 Olympics.
The live cameras seem to be everywhere in Los Angeles, cruising the city in helicopters, stationed at locations from Lake Casitas in the north, the scene of the rowing events, to the cross-country course for the equestrians 190 miles south of there. At this moment, you're looking at a live shot from a helicopter moving up towards the Hollywood Hills. There's the famous sign you've probably seen in pictures many times, but this is a live shot declaring that this, in fact, this is Hollywood. And there, the rest of sprawling Los Angeles, the downtown area, a growing downtown area, straight ahead of you. Slightly misted in the smog today, but not too bad. But high-rise skyscrapers rising as in the great cities to the east. This, then, is Los Angeles, and I am Jim McKay. Well, here we are again. ABC Sports on the scene, you in front of your set, and ahead of us, the most complete coverage ever given to a sporting event in the United States. 180 hours of coverage, morning, afternoon, prime time, and late at night. We begin this evening with a live look at some of the major venues and some of the competitors who will be favored in the events. We're going to try to give you the feeling of the tremendous scope of these games. More nations than ever before, more events, and so on. And we'll touch on the history of the Olympics as we move through the next 2 hours. These, believe me, will not be an Olympics without flaw or controversy. No Olympics ever has been. Already we've seen the boycott by the Soviet Union and a number of its friends and clients. You'll hear talk of drug tests and security. Is there too much or too little? There will be nationalism here and judging controversy and all the unpleasant things that reflect the nature of mankind. But someplace, almost obscured at times, will be the reason that the games exist, the individual human being. That original concept is often scoffed at, but the individual is what we remember most when each Games concludes. Whether it's Jim Thorpe way back there in Sweden, or Jesse Owens in Berlin, or Nadia Comaneci in Montreal, or that group of individuals, the American ice hockey team in Lake Placid. So while reporting on all aspects of these games, we're going to be focusing constantly and close up on the men and women from more than 140 nations who will make the memories of Los Angeles. Other humans have already become a part of that story, the thousands of people who have carried the torch on its remarkable journey across America.